What is up? What is up? For anybody watching this, thank you for watching Jay's TV. I just have some random music playing in the background. I don't think I can do this without. I don't think I can stream without any music. But if you need me to turn up a volume, let me know. I have it low in my ears. I can turn it up for you. Let me see. I'll turn it up a little bit more there. If I need to turn that up more, just let me know. So, what do we got going on in front of us? We have something that's probably never been recorded on a video before that I know of. The Drakan or Riot level engine level editor. This interesting little tool is used to create levels for Drakan Order of the Flame. No other game that I know of that uses Riot Engine that you can edit levels for, but we'll see what we can do here. I have not used this tool in probably 10, 15, no, almost 10 years. So let me see. I'm gonna send a little tweet out here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle this music. All right. All right, let's see. So what I was asked to do was to create a little portal map. So what's going on is there's a few people playing, and I was asked to make a kind of like a hub level where, let me go ahead and open up this private chat that I was given. So is it possible to, I was asked, is it possible to make a level select lobby level using similar method as with loading Relic from Sesame? Sesame is an old map. It was like a duel where it had little portals that would take you to other multiplayer maps. So basically the goal is to make a map that lets there be very minimal moderation, so people could just, you know, choose a map by voting, right? The game's pretty primitive, so it doesn't have a moderation system built in. So the question is it possible? The answer is, I believe so, yes. How we do it? Why not go right to the hardest possible thing you probably could do for multiplayer for this game? What a great way to learn it, right? So I have loaded the Sesame map because I was trying to kind of reverse engineer it, take a look, see what was going on to figure it out. And I came across, and I know that I'm not like explaining my way through this yet because I'm still trying to figure out, I'm trying to relearn everything. But before, you know, when I go through making the map, I'll explain what I'm doing. I'll explain it because I'm trying to remember it as I talk through it. So these little teleports here are what I found. They're in the databases as crystals. And it looks like what they are is like an item. You reach them and then they teleport you. We got it to work yesterday in multiplayer. There was a few of us. It's on the other previous stream. I thought I had triggered it, but I was looking at this here and I was right here. I was up by this little arrow generator right before we switched maps. And that's not what did it. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that's what changed the map. Let's see what items. There's just arrows in there, so I'm gonna go with these crystals. It's something to do with this generator, and I don't remember how to do this off the top of my head. I do know it's, you know, it's probably as simple as just creating one of these level change goals. So I'm gonna see if I can figure it out. Fun, good. So I am gonna start off by, let's see, turn that off. Open this Drakan folder here. I'm gonna start by just copying a map, a multiplayer map, with a ground map, and there's another map, and I don't remember what that map was. That you could select. I swear I remember there being a map that let you. Was it this one? We'll get it figured out here. Let me see if I can figure it out. Portals. I'm gonna have to look into this some more. Anyways, let me just copy a basic multiplayer map. I'm pretty sure there's a map called basic MP level. There is. I'm gonna call it Hub 2018. I know I have it off the screen right now, so I'm just trying to get it set up so we could use it. So Hub 2018. Hub 2018. All right. Let me see if I can find this really quick. Give me a second. Let's see why this is here. Here we go. Okay. So Hub 2018. Yeah, I know it's not gonna find, but we're gonna switch it over to this. All right. I thought it just opened the map. Did it not? Is it still doing it? Oh, there it is. Ooh, it was like a weird refresh. So we got the basic map here, show textures. I'm pretty sure this is literally a ground map with some spawns. So there's our camera. So the basics of a Drakan map from what I remember is a skybox, which we have here, a camera object, so the camera actually works. These multiplayer launch pads, these are where your character will spawn in the game. This is the weapon that they can spawn with. In this game, it's a life giver in this basic map. And of course the Drakan or the Rin object for spawning if you want to check it out in single player. This is a little camera tool. You can use it to click and view the 3D viewer through the window 3D view. And you always click on the window and use the arrow keys to move, because if you do anything else, you're gonna paint and you're gonna ruin your map, and it's not fun. So that's a single player object. It kind of gives you a quick little overview of what your map looks like. So this is all we got. So I'm gonna use this as a little template for this hub map. A good start, a good way to start. Just cuts out a bunch of stuff to start off with. All right, so what I want to do here is this database. We don't want to touch any of these other databases. These are all common to the game. If you affect these, you will not be able to connect to multiplayer games, and then that makes it not fun, and we don't want that to happen. So Hub 2018, let's change this level properties. Let's give it the proper name. Not an arena level, ground only, no team names, no friendly fire. I'm pretty sure this is where you put the name of the map. I could be incorrect. I'm gonna just crank this up to 99 and 99. I really hope there's nobody on this planet who has hardware that won't be able to handle this small map. And we'll leave all the rest of this default. Level properties. There we go. This is where you change the name. So I will remember like 20 undo levels. Oh, it's got to be between 16. Oh, that's right, because back then 16 was a big number. That's not gonna ruin the computer. Shouldn't. All right. So we'll call this hub 2018. For now. For now, that's what we'll call it. Let me save the level every 5 minutes. All right. So we have some basics set up. Something to work with. So the question is, do we want to custom build some of this stuff? You know, this is where the creative part comes in, because I have a pretty good blank slate here to work with. Any other databases you find that are common TD, those are texture databases. I believe that's what that stands for. They will put some materials in there. No dragon land. I'm guessing that's if you have dragons, they don't, they can't land on it. But you can come in here, check out what textures are available in the mountain world. There's a way to change the size. Change it to 156, 128, I think. Half of 256, I believe it is. Let's see what there is. This is a good a good texture for painting on the world if you know, need a placeholder for a map. So that's what that's for. We have a bunch of snow, dirt, ground, paths, water, lava, some gem, whatever the hell that is. Okay. And if we really want to, we can kind of go and look into these other things, but there's not going to be any like ground textures in any of these. Usually there isn't. Multiplayer will have some because of the different pads and things that are in the game. I almost wonder if I can make these pads to stand on to change the level. That could be interesting. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna stick with the grass. The grass for now. Alright, let's see. Move these pads around. I made a little copy there holding control. Click it, hold control, click and drag makes a copy. So I'm just gonna make a bunch of these little copies around here. I don't suppose we're ever gonna have that many people on a map these days, but I'll put them all around in this little area. These little arrows that we have here, this is because there's a weapon attached to all these characters. I feel like we don't need that if this is going to be a hub, you know. I'm probably going to end up coming in here somewhere later and making some like zero weapon, some weapon that doesn't do anything. Or I don't know, maybe I'll just give a torch or something. I actually have some weapons that are, or some, let me correct myself. I have some models that I never used previously that might be cool. I don't know, they might be cool to use. Give them a try. But some really good basics for making multiplayer weapons are in here. So there is a torch. I wonder if you can hold it. Let me see. What does it use for the model? Model torch? Kind of a quick way to find out what model it uses is just hover over. There it is. So miscellaneous torch. But does it have damage? Durability 0. Basic weapon. It does do damage. So I can make like a version of this that doesn't do damage. I wonder if this is... Yeah, it's like 1 damage. Let me see. I wonder... I see, and I gotta remember all these things. Oh, so I can duplicate this to the hub. Let me just do that now. Add a sibling group. We'll call this weapons. So this will let me create weapons specifically for hub. It doesn't affect any of the other databases. It won't cause any problems with modifying any other items, and I can, you know, put it in here and not have any issues. Multiplayer common, that's where I was. I don't remember if it was torch or ember stick. This one has a dynamic light. This one has a flame. I think what I'll do is I'm going to toss both down. I'm going to create both because I don't know which one I want to use. And I'll see which one's which. Alright. Change this song. I don't know what it is. I have a random Twitch playlist playing right now, so might get a few interesting things. So I'm gonna get rid of this off the map. I am going to feel like alright. So we're gonna give this to all these items. I highlight the two weapons. Hold shift and click. I believe it was shift. Oh, I hit caps lock. Hold shift, click. And it creates these little arrows to each launch pad. And what that does is it makes sure that when this triggers, when this launch pad triggers, it gives the weapon to the pad. And I believe you only have to do it one way. We'll also do it to the Rin item there. And all of these, I want to line them up to the position where they are. So I believe we go to instance properties, position, and snap it to 1. Yes, snap to 1. I don't know if you saw that there, but it snapped it all to the vertices that are on the map here. Okay. Let me save. Get to get in that habit, right? So let me just see if it'll let me test this really quick. I want to see what the like flame effect is. Oh, before I do that, I want to check this layer here. So down at the bottom here, you can pick objects and layers. You see how the instance properties box is changing. I'm going to go to layers and just check the layer lighting on this. I want the lighting to be dark. I want some dark ambient lighting, darker ambient lighting. All right, let's save that. Let's test this map. Let me see if I can go ahead and show unable to launch. That's not good. Uh-oh. Let me see something for a second. Alright, let's see if that fixes it. Test level. Save. Trying to open the engine properties. Let me see if it works. Sweet. So if you hold shift down, it opens up this this here. Let me add fixed texture coordinates. I think I was having a problem with that before. Have all my statistics on. Okay. I think I should be good there. Let's see. Alright. So it didn't start me with the items in my inventory. That kind of sucks. So we'll quit that. I think so maybe I gotta do it both ways. Let's see. Whoops, that's an object. Didn't want to do that. Or that's the layer. Let me try the object select. Let me go back to here and back to here. So I just highlighted these, held shift, and then clicked back over to each item. So let me save it. Let's try and test that again. There we go. She started with it in her hand that time. So the difference between the two is torch is less light, ember sticks a lot of light. You can swing it. So I need to just make one of these with 0. I can just make my own, so now I know what it is. So it is what I wanted. But I want to see which one. The hub, weapons. Oh, that's right. I didn't duplicate it. So torch is the one that shows up properly on the. Torch is the one that shows up properly. So let's go to multiplayer common. Let me get rid of that other torch object there. I'm gonna duplicate torch to hub. And I'm gonna duplicate the particles to hub and the dynamic light. And I know I'm probably going a little bit off the crazy end here with like going right to setting up some crazy weapon stuff, but this is like what I really like enjoyed doing with the level editor, to make a little custom weapon here. So now that this is duplicated here, I can rename this torch particles, rename this torch dynamic light, go to multiplayer common again, torch. I'm just gonna duplicate the torch flame too. Well, I don't think I need it. That one's pretty set. Or I can try and just make it super crazy. Why not, right? Why do it the simple way? Alright, let's go back to hub. Torch flame. So we have flame, light, and particles. So let's place a hub torch down. And let me feel like I lost an option here. That's what I lost. Position. I like to snap everything. I like to snap everything to the grid. It bothers me if it's not. All right. All right, database, torch. Now we can edit the torch. We'll call it hub torch. This is the display name in the inventory. We're going to give one. No, we're not going to group them. Group them means if it shows, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like the way arrows would work in the game. Bitmap number. This is where, and I might end up making a resource for this again if I end up using a lot of this level editor again. But the bitmap number is the icon it shows in the inventory. So if you saw when I opened the inventory before, it showed like a little piece of a sword. This is all predetermined in the game. You can't change these, so you got to kind of be creative and select ones that are close. But I believe this is the one that had the icon index was 3 and the slot size was 2, so it was the torch was 2 pieces of inventory space. That's how many, you know, spaces it takes. So it goes in the right hand. in the on the character. There is no power up object. I'm sure we could select one if we wanted to. See, there's some here, like speed, things like that. It has the activate sound, drop sound. We're gonna make it not droppable. There's not gonna be a need to drop it. Mostly because you shouldn't be able to die in the map that we're making. Zero durability means it's indestructible. Basic weapon effect. We're gonna make it -1 so it actually heals. Health given to wielder. We'll just make it 100 for the fun. 100% heavy weapon damage. Sure. Probably none of these are gonna matter, but weapon speed. This is the speed of the swing in seconds. Right now it's 0.8 seconds. We'll make it 0.25. We'll make it super quick. Weapon range short. Yes, it's a player weapon. Special effects, cool story. This is what I was looking for. So torch flame is the special effect for this, and I believe I can add these other effects to this or to this list here. So let me switch over to the torch flame there. Let me see if it'll let me add more weapons. Torch particles. So now I added the particles too. Damage effect. We'll add the poison damage effect. This isn't like a real weapon, and since I duplicated it, it has the whoosh sounds already. This just cuts down a lot of like time to set this up. So now the way that this is set up is I should be able to change torch particles and torch flame, and it'll change the weapon. All the basics of the weapon are set up. So particles per second. I don't know, why don't we double it? Like, this was made for a day when hardware wasn't that readily available. Particles released on standstill. Let's double. More than double it. We'll make it 0.5. Ratio. Let's double it. Particle appearance. Does have an alpha, does have a color. So like a little bluish flame. Like a bluish flame. Particle size, particle speed, and the deviation. We'll leave all that there. Torch dynamic light. Let's make it like a blue. Like I said, let's make it like a blue flame. We'll make the radius 6. We'll double it. Low quality requires, so if somebody's low, it still shows it, since we kind of want it to glow in there. We can make the light, you know, kind of pulse and stuff, but I'm not gonna do all that. So here's the torch flame. Got a loop sound already. That color, let's make it like blue. Not double ended. And max particles per second. Let's double it. 200. Make it real long. Add some to that length. What do I got going on with my music here? Alright, I do have music playing still. Let's see what that does. So let me set this up to Rin here. So you gotta go both ways. So click this, shift click over to the P or the player item. Click the player item, shift click back over to the torch. So let's save. Let's test. Let's see if this works. And now we got a blue flame. With, oh, I went the wrong way with the speed, but that was pretty cool. Open up the inventory. Drop that in there. So it's got the flaming sword. If you look over, I know you can't see on the right hand side, but it does say up torch damage -1, indestructible, slow speed short. So minus the attack speed, which is hilariously slow. Like, look at that attack animation. You can see each frame. Oh, that's great. All right, let me X out of this and change that. Like, it's the opposite way. It's not time. I swore that that speed was time. All right, where's my music? I need some different. There we go. Sweet. Okay. So, where were we? Back to item speed. Durability, no. Basic weapon. Weapon speed right here. Oh, so a smaller number is slower. So let me make it 1.25. Oh, 1.25. Because if you start making it swing too fast, it actually will break. And let me make this layer a little bit darker so we can see what this light looks like. Torch flame. Closing that, don't I? Let's increase that intensity too. And I feel like I wanted the particles to fall more often. -750 drops them down. You know what? I actually want to add one that goes up. Let me add a speed deviation of 200. World units per second. Standstill threshold. Particle release on standstill. Let me double that. Max particles per second. Why not? So I want to actually double this. Duplicate. Oh, wait, copy. Torch particle up. Well, so we'll call this torch particles up. And this is torch particles down. So all I need to do is flip the 750, -750 to +750. But I don't think I want it to go that fast. I'm going to actually change it to +500 with a 100 deviation. I want more to go down because I think that down effect looks cool. Well, let's save it and test it. Let's see. I know I'm supposed to be figuring out how to make the map load its own, and it's not. Okay. So it's still snowing the little effect. Oh, I gotta add it, don't I? I can't read it. Ratio particles released while what? While what? Tell me. I'm hovering over you. Why don't you tell me? I don't know if doubling that makes more, but anyways. Particle size. I like the size. I'm good with the size. Alright, so I gotta add to the effects. I only have torch flame, so let me add down and up. Okay. I didn't have that before, so test that. Let me see if it shows. There we go. So now we got that little one that went up there. There we go. So we have some that fly up, some that drop to the ground. The flame weapon moves now. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right. See what it looks like from the front. The flame is like falling, coming off though. I don't know about that flame offset there. Let me move that to 1. I think the length is how far out it is. Let me test that. I think that's what that is. I forgot. The length is how far from her hand. Yeah, there we go. The length is how far from her hand. Good. That looks right now. Well, we accomplished something in the level editor. Give me a second. I'm gonna mute this and let one of the dogs out of the room here. He's in here with me while I'm streaming. All right, I'm back here. So, a recap of what we've done here. So we got the basics of the map going. Basics of a multiplayer map going here. I have created a little weapon for this map. Custom little hub weapon. Doesn't hurt anyone, but at least it gives you something so Rin can animate when she spawns. Switch back over to object edit here. I'm gonna rotate these. I'm thinking that I am gonna keep why are we that low? I mean, it still works, but what? That's some weird bug that this game's always had where like sometimes it will -1 on you, but it's fine. I just didn't want her to fall below the map itself. All right, so what I wanted to do here is I'm gonna rotate these pads so they face inward. So what I like to do is in these view settings here, there is all these options. They're not always on in default. Ones I turn on show vertices, which it creates these little bubbles in here. They're hard to see. I mean, this tool is probably 20 years plus old. But it doesn't scale the vertices. Back in the day, they used to be about as big as these objects are here. You could really see them. I don't turn divisions on unless I'm editing the actual layers, the ground, because these show you kind of where the folds in the world are going to be, and without having to have 3D open. I don't turn it on unless I need it. Objects are obviously the things that we place on the map. Pretty much always want to show those. Direction markers are what I was pointing out. That is this little line here in the eyeglass. That shows you the direction that the object is facing. So what that means is Rin, your player character, is going to be facing, in this case, east when she spawns. Now, what I like to do, I like to rotate them kind of so they're all facing inward. So right now, if we were to spawn in with, what's this, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people. If we spawn in with 12 people, they're all going to be facing east, and it's going to look really cheap and just doesn't really look good. So what I'll do is select these, and I'm going to face them towards this center point. And just to kind of show where the center of my map is going to be, I know I'm jumping around everywhere, but I'm going to add, go back to that multiplayer common and place down that pad texture. Where is it? We're down at the bottom. So we'll just add, we're just going to throw this in. You select it, left and right click, select your paint tool. It looks like we have the memory on this is leaking. That is typical of this level editor. It's old as F. But I'm just going to left click here. Drops down that little pad. And go to the tool options here. I want that to be a square. So it's going to fill in the whole square. And I want that to, I want it to face north. Flip vertical. There we go. So now the arrow, one of these, one of the arrows is actually pointing true north. So that's how I wanted to set it up. And then this is the different options for the paint tool. And if you want to randomize it, you can, I think it's orientation. It'll flip it different ways. So you can kind of like click and drag, and eventually it'll go the way you want it to. So, but I'll turn that off for now. Cool. Cool. Oh my gosh, that texture is stuck right on there. So I am going to go ahead and do what I said I was going to do, which is rotate these where they, all right, let me close this instant property and reopen it. That's kind of bothering me. So, all right, let's go back to these vertical lines. I'm going to click on these and we're going to rotate on axis. Not Z. Z is your up and down, what you're looking at. If you see when I clicked randomize, it doesn't change the direction indicator. You don't want to do that with this object. Y is going to be the axis we want. The way I always remembered it is the middle one here. Okay. So your middle axis is going to be your up and down in the world. We want to rotate that so that little indicator is facing towards this center little pad here. So set it to 320, which I believe is the correct mathematical choice for this. Please don't ask me to do angles. You just start to learn them after a while. Same thing we do here. We just rotate it down around. I believe it's going to be 270. Is it? No, 270 straight down. Yeah, 270 straight down. So is it 235? Yeah, 235. You're basically rotating in 45, 45 degree angles. So this one here, we're just gonna flip it 180. This one we're gonna flip 180 just to face it west. That's fine. This one here, 45, 90. Oh my gosh, this is when I was in high school. This was easier because they used to make us do these things. No, that's too much. I'm not even watching the indicator. Not 135, is it? It is 135. Okay. 90. 90. 45. All right, so these two, you can actually select two at once with this. So I think you can do negative 45. No, you can't do negative 45, but those are the 270. So you can actually select multiple objects and rotate them at once. That way, you know, that way you're actually not clicking each one individually. But in this case, you know, these objects are all kind of facing different directions. So I just picked that last group to show. You can do some minimal changes, you know, from this instance properties. This, when you change from this map here, it only changes that selected object. It doesn't change your parameters in the database, from what I remember. So you can click allow the instance parameters and then, you know, change around. We don't need to do that here because, quite honestly, there's no need to do that here. These pads are from the MP and they work just fine. What we do need to do is I need to make a little layer here so I can see these objects. I'll make a blank little layer. It just makes it easier to see these items. We switch back to object. So our camera object is there. I don't need that. Guy object. I don't need that. I am going to be a little anal retentive and snap those to one. Oh, snapping for 1/2 is going to actually snap it in the middle of a square. So like, for example, this rin object, right? I'm going to just offset it there. I'm going to snap it to the middle of the square it's in. Boom, done. That way you don't have to go guessing and playing around with these little arrows here. So we'll set this here in the middle, and I am going to set this object up to spawn with all of these. So remember, shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click. Everyone gets a torch. Cool. Everyone has a torch now. Unselect her. That one already is set up for it. Highlight all those. Shift click over to the torch. So I got my red arrows. It's hard to see, but there's the red arrows there. I don't even think it helps if I do this. But you see there's kind of like the red and the blue line. That's a good thing. That means that it's going to work. Cool. So what's the next thing that we got to do here? Next thing. I don't know, for simplicity's sake, I guess the next thing I could or should do is, excuse me. The next thing is not really to polish, because I can do the polish at the end, right? If I get the basics. What I want to do is kind of get a feel for, this is going to depend on how many levels we want to set up, right? So just talking it out through my head, what I'm thinking is maybe I put like a dragon on one sector of the map, and then like maybe 2 swords crossing each other for the dual maps, and then, you know, like kind of just making an area of each for the level selection. Again, the goal of this is to have a bunch of people go stand by the doorways to make a vote, and whichever door has the most people, that's where someone steps into, and it causes the server to automatically load the level, because once again, Drakan was never developed with crazy multiplayer to allow you to have you know, admins or anything on the server. You have to run it from a command prompt on the server, from what I remember, and that's just not feasible to be done all the time. So let me explore that. So let's go to the instance options. Let me first set up the actual multiplayer goal. So let me create a new little folder here. This is, we'll call this level transitions, I guess. You can call it that for now. And I want to add a new class. I could just hit insert. I'll get used to it. We'll just pick Relic for now. Relic is one of the ground maps. So we don't need a model, though I could select one so it's easier to, you know, see where it is on the map. I may do that. You're defaulting to rising smoke properties. We don't need the rising smoke properties. We want, let's see, this is the fun part, is trying to remember where these are. So it should be a transition, level transition, maybe. There it is, level transition. I believe this is what we're going to be using. Maybe it's a multiplayer goal. So I don't know if these transitions here will transition you to multiplayer maps. I've never used that. We probably need a multiplayer goal object, perhaps. Let's try that. Oh, okay, here we go. Action, change level. So, oh, okay. Wait. So can I award frags to a team and then do a level path? Is that possible? All right, let's see. Change level on one frag. So I gotta figure out what relic is. I gotta figure out the setting for this. All right, so let's do this. We'll close hub. Let me open up Sesame again. Okay. So level transitions, relic. We're gonna do relic. So that's the MPG. Change level. So that's the stuff. That's the transition effect. So it's 0-0 teleport to relic. Change level. All right. So this is where the reverse engineering is going to come in here to figure out what we're going to do. Well, let me open hub again. I don't want to save that. I don't want to ruin it. If you ever open something that's not your level, that's, you know, hasn't been released, don't ever edit it. So, all right, let's see. Relic, action, change level, level path, relic, 0 frags, team frags, no. Win match, yes. Message, teleport to relic. I guess. Yes, and then probably we can make a trigger of some kind. Let me save this and test. I want to open relic and see what it is. Okay, blue flame works. Got our little texture. Texture looks a little messed up because it's not meant to be seamless with the world here. So this is just a placeholder until I put a pad there. So let's open relic. Let me see what relic. What's that? Shock duel. Shock arena. I wonder if that's the one that has the teleporter. Let's see. What were we talking about? Relic. Let's focus on one thing here. Easy to get distracted. Relic. Where are you? Relic ground. Let's see what this is. Oh yeah. Relic is the relic I was thinking of. Okay, cool. So it's a regular standard single player map. But really quick, let me take a look at Shock Arena. Was it Shock Arena? I know there is a map that lets you switch. This isn't it. That is not it. It's killing me because I know that there's a map that teleports simply. It's just a simple teleportation. And I swear it was Arena of Honor, but there's no Arena of Honor map. I need to change this song. Bother me. Okay. Not Chaos Disc. Not Citadel. Is it KOTH? COT. KOTH, that's what it was. Oh, there it is. Is it this one? Not this one. Oh man, what was that Ice Arena? That map I was thinking of. There was a map I think called Ice Arena. Really cheesy, we all used to play it. Is it Ice Arena? Oh, it was Ice Arena. This map's bringing back some bad memories. Alright, let me turn that off right now. Alright, so this multiplayer transition. Let me go back to Sesame. Let me see if I can figure this transition out. This is just like, it's a reverse engineering thing at this point. I'm pretty sure I don't know how to get a hold of the person who made this map, but you know, we can work our way backwards. So they didn't instance property. Object class Sanctuary Cry. I don't understand, man. Model invisible wall. Type, it's a magic crystal. Teleport to relic. So it's like an item. And there's a generator that generates the relic MPG. So what triggers the generator? Does it show me references? Reference by relic.crystal. Parameter effect. Well, where are you? Oh. So let me see if I understand this. You get a item that's a magic crystal that will teleport you to relic. So it's like a weapon. And when you use the item, it generates the relic generator. The relic generator generates the effect. Oh, okay. I got it. I'm pretty sure I have this. So this is really just a weapon. That's all that is. Relic.crystal is a weapon. and it gets used once you open it. So, all right, test level. Let me see if I can confirm this. Why is this whole screen moving? Because there's a giant. That's why. And there is a Ebonite that they decided to put in this for when you open it in multiplayer for whatever reason. So these are the teleporters. That's relic. I don't understand how you get in there. Get the item. Where's the crystal? I don't see the crystal. All I see is like a water thing. And an Ebonite that wants to murder me. And that thing that wants to kill me. And I just teleported. Wait, oh. Well, I crashed the game. So you walk up to it and you just use it. That's all it is. Okay. It was that simple the whole time? Let me 3D view this. Come on. Oh, it's not WSAD. It's arrow keys. God, it's not much of a choice. So hard to do this. So the way I can kind of like figure this out is should update on here, but let me go to the instance properties and kind of like just mess with it some. So I don't understand what's changing on here. This is the doors. This is the doorway, which is just an object. And then this crystal. I have no clue where this crystal is. Like, it's not visible. Objects, so it's kind of lighting. Huh. Okay. Anyways, I figured out what I figured out. I don't know that I necessarily want to make it a... I don't know that I want to make it an item like it is in this game. I think I just want to make it a trigger. But I'm not remembering. I think there's a problem with triggers. So we're gonna remember I have this created to go to relic, right? I need to make the generator. And I'm actually gonna let me snip this so I can remember it. Snip this information just so I have it for reference, and then I can figure out the crystal or the trigger or however I'm gonna do it, however all that's gonna work. So let's open hub back up again. So we're back into hub. Make this a little smaller, doesn't need to be so big. Let's turn our textures back on. And get rid of that for now. So let's just start with one. So let's say we're gonna do duels up here, dragons over here, QOD down here. So we'll just say we'll do ground north. Okay, let's do the ground north. So let me add a child group here. We'll call this relic transition because I don't want to have all the transition effects all messy. Gotta move that. Move it to level transitions relic. Great. Keep it neat, keep it clean. We'll be able to understand it all better later. So multiplayer common. I want to put the little, I think what I want to do is put the weapon pads for this. So the weapon pad, this is the object. It's called a building, but basically anything you would interact with like a building, so like a wall, for example, that's what anything that's on the ground that isn't an item is called. I don't need to change this. This can stay the same. I'm not going to duplicate it over. We'll just put it here for now. Remember what I said. Snapping. We want to go to instance properties position. Snap it half. I'm going to snap these into the middle of the squares for now. And we'll do one for now. The light beam is using a model and is treated just like a building as well. I believe the colors are already set. Well, oh, that's right. You don't select collision in here. Collision is determined by bounding boxes on the model. So this light beam doesn't have any bounding boxes. This we're going to keep the same. I'm going to put that there. Same thing. Instance property, snap half. That way it lines right up. If I open up 3D view here, it should show it. There. So you see how that's just 2D, that's just flat, that's just a placeholder. And then you come over here and that's actually 3D, that's the item. And then this is clear when you're outside of it, but that's the light, that's the light effect of the generator. Makes it look pretty. If we want to go a little extra with it, whoops, push that aside there. You can also click and drag the camera object on here. So let's say I want to like play with the size of this. I believe you can go into scale and you can kind of scale stuff. So 1.25, 1.25. It kind of makes it bigger. I want to make these as big as the pad, at least. So let's scale them 1.5. Let's do 1.5. 1.5. All right. I know it makes these pads kind of disappear, but oh well. Particle streams. Sure, why not? Particle streams. I'm gonna duplicate this over to our hub and we'll just send it over to level transitions so I can edit this, kind of make the part of, so let me do this. So I think Control X is copy to level transition. What? Edit, copy. Oh, Control C. Just like copy in real life. Particle streams. So we'll call this one air, because I'm going to make a different particle stream for each one. So air, Queen of Dragon. What did I just tab? I have no clue. I just hit tab and it did something. Control C. And we're gonna do dual, and we'll call this one ground. Rename. I'm gonna relearn all the shortcuts again. Ground. Cool. So we'll start with Relic as a ground map. Let's pick the color. We'll just pick like some deep bloody red, right? Actually, let me correct that. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna do a double effect. So this is gonna be for all. So we'll double up. So we'll have like ground, we'll have red and then the white. So right now it's currently a white generator. Let's do red, like a bright red. Let's just do a 255 red. Straight 255 red. It's got some textures, texture 188 and 8 from, these are referenced in the multiplayer common. So if you really want to see like what they are, you go to multiplayer common textures. You just find, you know, texture 188 and 8. I'm guessing this is 188. Looks like the texture particle effect. And 8, probably one of these. I can actually add on to them if I want to. I will. Why not? Why not? Why not? Let's see. Whoop. Multiplayer common 86. I don't even know what that is. Maybe I won't add onto it. Okay. That's weird. Anyways, we can always add on textures later to give it some different effects, but we'll just keep it pretty basic for now. I'm just gonna play with colors. Particles per second. That's because we need more particles per second. I'm gonna make this, I don't know, see that we're gonna have a bunch of these down, so I'll put that one up for now. Min particle size 20, max particle size, make it 75. And then we'll do the same thing, 75. Particle lifetime, let's make the particle lifetime 2. I'm gonna do that to all of them. 2. I probably should have just copied all these. Probably would have saved time, but that's okay. We'll make that one twice as long. At 25 for all. It was 40, right? 40. And we'll make it. Oh, it doesn't need to do any damage. You can, this is how you add like flame effects for traps and things like that with the damage, but we're not going to change anything. So we have a white one and a red one. And those, I will just click ground, click here, click particle stream all, click same spot. As always, highlight the object group if they all are meant to be in the same spot. Position, snap in half. Snap in half is gonna keep it right there in the middle. So let's boot up this bad boy. Let me actually rotate this Rin really quick to be facing north. Get her 90. Great. So let's see how this effect works. Go to test level. Hopefully we have a ground pad there. We do have a ground pad there with some red and white lights coming off and a big fancy schmancy light deal. Cool. So it does have the red and the white particle effect, showing that that's going to be the color of multiplayer. Or I'm sorry, that's gonna be the color of ground. Red and white. And I might have to play with this particle effect, you know, just to check and see if it doesn't cause too much of an issue for the game. I don't know why I feel like that should spread. There should be a radius spread for that. Is there no radius spread? It is affected by gravity. No special effect. No damage effect. Rotational release angle range. Spread factor. Maximum radius, level units. So I don't want it to go more than one, right? I don't want it to go outside of its initial one range. Spread factor, I don't know. Let me just make it 5. Let me see what 5 does. Minimum radius, 0.75. We'll make it half. No, we'll make it 33. Release angle. So that's what I'm trying to think. Like, what is the angle range? Release angle range. Let's not do too many at once. Let's just see what this does for it. I'm probably going to have to redo all these others anyways. Let me see. Let's see what this does for that little level area. Nothing. It got rid of the white. I mean, it's working like a fountain. Oh, wait. Oh, it's shooting out the side now. Why is it shooting out the side like that? I don't want that. Where's the rotation angle? I didn't change the angle. Minimum radius, max radius, spread factor 5. So did it rotate? All right, let's change one thing at a time. Let's get rid of one thing at a time and see what it changes. We'll figure out what each thing does here eventually. Okay. Well, that's still shooting out. It's shooting out the way I wanted it to, but just in the wrong direction. Okay. Okay. Maybe that's the problem. Oh, maybe it's one level unit, one radius, minimum radius 0.33, release angle, range. Let's leave the range for where it is right now. Let's see if that fixed it. Maybe it was that spread factor. Maybe it's trying to like shoot it 5 away. Still. Okay. That was not it. Okay, let's try that. Okay, that's less. More upward. Holy cow, they're like bouncing. Maybe it's this dubstep. Huh. Maybe it's the spread factor. Let me just try the max radius. Let's see what it does. Like, I just want it to go up like water. Okay. That's better. That's better. Maybe these numbers are like have to be a lot smaller than I thought. I didn't set this to rotate, did I? Particle streams all. I didn't rotate it all. Position's good. So maybe it's just max radius. So maybe the max radius is 0.3. And the minimum is 0.01. And the spread factor is 0.5. Maybe that will give us something. Particles per second. 10. Less than there are now. Test level. Let's see. Okay. It's still shooting like an angle. I'm so confused. Alright, I gotta change this song. So while that's really cool and all, that's not what I wanted for particle effect. I feel like it's too... What did I change? Particle size. But that's not gonna do what this is doing. Particle lifetime 2 seconds. This one's 4 seconds. Let me make this one 2.25 seconds. I believe this is in seconds. Of course, they don't tell you. They don't tell you what it is. Alright, let's change everything back to 0. Particles per second 40. Let me keep that 20. Okay, so I have the right things on here now. So yes, no. Okay. What if I just do a spread factor of 0.1? Let's see what that does. We'll get this figured out eventually. Okay, okay. That's a little bit of a spread. Okay, that's more what I wanted. So it's super sensitive in terms of the spread factor. Okay. I might even go smaller than that. I'm gonna go half of that. That must be what was causing it all that problem. So let me go half on that. Now let's see what changing this to 1 does. I should have taken this approach from the get-go. Okay. Now they're bouncing around everywhere. So that was too much. Let's make this 0.5. Let's see what that does. Okay. I mean, I feel like that would be cool if it was lined up, but it's not. Just not lined up. So 0.5 is still too big. What does 0.1 look like? Oh, wait, there's a rotational speed, rotations per second. What if I did 10? Would it shoot them out everywhere? I know I'm changing too many things at once, but eventually one of these is going to work. Ah, there we go. Look at that. That's exactly what it was. So I had to rotate. I like that. I want it to spread, I think, a little more. So now I can make the maximum spread. Make it quarter. That's what it was. It was the rotating. Okay. So I want the white ones to be fast. Like that. And then the slow ones. I want these to raise like really slow. Like 1.6. The whole slower. 0.05. 0.25. Minimum 0. Rotation 10. It rotates the same. There's more particles of the red, so it'll be more visible. I just want it to be a lot slower. Actually, I'm gonna even go so slow to make it 1. Okay, let's see if that does what I intended, which is like a kind of multiple effects at once. Okay, so yeah, the velocity is kind of too slow to really raise it, but it gives it a cool little effect. So you got this one kind of shooting everywhere, which the whole map will have those. And then this like little bouncing effect. But that's like gonna kill frames per second, I think. So I don't know. I don't know. No ting. All right. I want more. I'm gonna add more velocity to the little ground effect there. I think it's too slow. I think I'm gonna lower this to 10 particles a second. That for 1 second, and this ground one. All right, let's test it. Okay. So that's a little tame, a little more tame. The thing is, how are we gonna distinguish which map is which, right? So I also need to make that light a little bit smaller. The light on the outside. How I'm gonna select that, I don't know. Probably need to pull these generators out. Is that the light? That is the light. Let's get that 3D view going. All right. So 1.4. 1.4. Nope. 1.3. 1.3. Yeah, that's pretty good. 1.35. 1.32. 1.33. Yeah, 1.33. All right. I like that. And let's replace these generators. Oh, let's just snap everything half. Snap to half. Pretty. Everything's gonna be pretty again. I'm gonna lower the all generator to, that's 10 particles. 20 particles. Okay, I think that's how I'm gonna do it. Or I'm just gonna try 20 and 20. Try 20 and 20. So let me get rid of all of these, because edit. I just delete them. Delete, delete, delete. So I can just duplicate that. We'll call it round 2. I'm gonna delete that one. I just really want to keep everything kind of neat. Oh, I can't because it's on the map. All right, let's call that one ground. Call this one dual. We'll call this one air. And call this one QOD. Queen of Dragon. And we'll pick a color for each one. So I really wish I could move that up. It's really bothering me. Can I move it? And it... Oh, it does. Okay. I feel much better about this. I can move on with the stream. Oh, did I duplicate the white one? I duplicated the white one. That one. Alright. 175, 175, 175. Oh, I didn't. I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay. So red. Green. Let's pick a green. For dual. Pick a nice blue for the air. Pick a nice deep blue. We'll just do 250. Let's just go with the straight colors. And Queen of Dragon. We pick like a, I don't know, a purple. Like a pinkish. Do a 255, 255. I think that's a true pink. So let's set one of each down. We'll have ground, dual. I'm gonna set them up in order that they're on here. Dual, air, Queen of Dragon, all, and then we will go to multiplayer common. Add the weapon pad, weapon pad, weapon pad, and light beam. Light beam, I'm going to do it this way. Because remember, we had rotation 1.33, 1.33 for the one that was up on the top. And I believe if I hold control, click and drag, yes, it copies the instance property. So put that one there. And then click and drag that one. Oh, no. There we go. Shift doesn't work the same way. And of course, hold control, click and drag to select all these. Snap to them half. The direction indicators for these don't really matter unless, well, they can matter. I'll show you how they can matter. Oh man, this Spotify playlist is not mine. All right, so we can make the weapon pads face in a direction that we want them to. So collect this little instance for this pad, because you see the little red dot where the camera is, we're right over it. And I can just like randomize the rotation and it's not changing anything because I'm on the light beam. Good job. I need to select the, I have to move that. I'm gonna have to like okay, there it is. So there's the pad, so I can kind of rotate it however we want. I think 320 makes it go north. Yeah, so I rotate it to 320. So we'll snap that all back to half. So we can rotate all of these to 320. I could just rotate all of these to 320. All right. Let me test it. Let's see. Let's see if this works the way we thought. So we got red for ground. We got green for, yeah, we got all the colors. All the colors that we wanted. And they all represent something different. Okay. Question is, what maps are they going to represent? So I can do, well, let's make it work for Relic first. So this is where I'm gonna have to kind of really experiment, right? Like I'm already experimenting right now, right? Basically this map's gonna have to be updated every time we want to add a map to the rotation or for a server availability. That's why I want to keep it all neat. So we have the Relic one here. I think I'm gonna try it with a trigger. So let me try and remember. Hit press the insert key, adds a new class, and we can just call this Relic trigger. We'll try a trigger box. So type, I think system, and maybe trigger boxes don't work in multiplayer. That's why that map did it the way they did it. But let's make it a map trigger, I believe. That's not it. Not a map trigger, I don't think. Detector. So we're gonna trigger both, going from the outside of the box to the inside. So you're walking from outside of the box that we're gonna select to the inside. Trigger only if carrying item. None. That's fine. Initial state doesn't matter. Trigger message, we don't need one. Detect only once, yes. We don't want to detect the same map more than once. We're not going to play a sequence. We're not going to show a message. And does the cave entrance teleport? I don't remember what these are. I'm going to leave them. I do know what I'll do is select the detector box for a trigger. And apparently it's a cow. It's the box it's gonna use. Oh, that's great. I'm gonna use this red button thingamajig here. I don't know. There has to be something for the map. Something for map selection I can use here. I'll use this red dragon ballista thing. Oh yeah, we have one for each. So red. Yeah. Okay. I like that. So I'm gonna use the red one here for the regular relic trigger box. So what I will have to do is, this doesn't have a model, so it won't show on the map, but I do need to place it on the map. This relic trigger box is going to need to go here. And again, important to snap to 1/2. The reason it's important to snap it to 1/2 is because now when we go into 3D view, you're going to see that there's this trigger box blocking everything we did. Now the trigger, it's not visible in game. You see it here for reference. So when Rin breaks this plane, it's gonna start that. I don't want it to be that big. I don't want this to trigger when she I don't want this to trigger when she just touches that whole entire square where this box is. So we'll go back to the scaling. We'll scale it 0.5, 0.5, because I actually want it to be smaller than the pad. Like I want you to actually have to be able to get in there. And the bounding box changes with everything else. But basically, once you step into the middle, it's hard to see. But once you step into that real tiny center middle, that's when you're selecting it. So that should work. Let's see. So that's the box, right? That's the bounding box. Now let's place the actual trigger goal. I wonder if I can change that. How did I even change that icon? Now I'm confused. Oh, right click on the icon itself. I'm gonna make these cogs, I think. All the fun decisions I can take here. Let's make it the key. So now this trigger box, actually, let me move it out here. I think it's a one-way. Shift click. So click the trigger, shift click over to the key. Let me center that back up. Cool. So let me test this. I don't know if it's gonna work in single player. It's a multiplayer trigger effect. It may not work here, but let's just check and see. It doesn't work. All right. But as you can see up at the top left, where it has the detector, it did detect it, so it did work. Whether it actually will transport or not, that's a whole other question. That's something to test in multiplayer later. So since I have kind of the meat and potatoes of this setup, I think what I'll do is kind of make like the actual level itself, just to kind of indicate what everything is. So that will save for a different stream. Almost got 2 hours on this level editing stream, so I have the basics picked back up. If I start level editing the ground and everything, or you know, if I start editing the layers and everything and all that, it's not gonna, I'm never gonna go to sleep or do anything else that I need to do tonight. So I'm gonna leave it where it is for today. Probably get some ideas from the group that's been playing the game, see what they think, and adjust accordingly. So thank you for watching this, and I'll put this on a rerun, and I will be uploading this up to YouTube. So thank you for viewing. Have a good day.